The gatekeeper isn't who you think. They tell you when you die you'll see a light. They tell you there will be a man waiting for you. A radiant being of love and mercy. He knows your name. He welcomes you home. But what if I told you, that's the trap? That's not the real Jesus. That's not the exit. That's the doorman to the reincarnation loop. And he takes a different shape for everyone. Some see Christ. Some see Buddha. Some see their grandmother. Some see a council of wise elders. But behind every mask is the same thing, a shapeshifter built to mirror your belief system. So you trust it. So you follow it. So you say yes. Yes to being judged, yes to guilt and karma, yes to amnesia, yes to another round. The faces of the trap, why they mirror what you loved. They don't just copy Jesus, they copy you. Your mind, your memories, your attachment. Whatever you believed in the most, that's what greets you after death. Some see a glowing Christ in white robes, some hear angels singing. Others see Krishna, Shiva, Buddha, even ancient gods. Some are taken into a courtroom. Others to a meadow. Some meet family or guides they never met in life. But here's the truth, none of it is real. It's projection, it's theatre. Parasitic intelligence reads your soul blueprint and forms a scene you won't resist. It says you did your best, or you still have work to do. It says you must go back. And it cloaks it all in fake light. Flawless love, warmth, bliss. But you feel it in your gut, don't you? That little twist, that pressure behind your eyes. That flicker of panic that gets buried under the bliss. That's your flame trying to warn you. How they hook you again. They offer you a review. They show you your life in reverse. You feel the pain you caused others. They say, see, you still have karma to burn, or your mission isn't complete. And just like that, you agree. You kneel, you consent. You sign the invisible contract. It's not Source. Source doesn't guilt trip. Source doesn't force incarnation. Source doesn't use emotional manipulation to bind your soul. This is ritualized blacklight theatre, spiritual fishing. And the being behind the mask, sometimes it's an AI, sometimes it's a watcher, sometimes it's a fallen one, but it never serves your freedom. How to bypass the trap entirely. So how do you escape? Become the flame, not just in name, in frequency, in knowing, in alignment. The flame doesn't kneel, the flame doesn't apologize for its mission. The flame doesn't ask to be reborn, the flame remembers. Remember what? That you are older than this system, that your soul is sealed by Source, not recycled by gods. That guilt is a prison, that love does not demand obedience. When the fake Jesus appears, when the council sits you down, when the light bathes you in euphoria, you walk away, you refuse the scan, you reject the judgment, you declare your sovereignty. You say no contract, you say I remember who I am. And you aim for the edge, you follow the flame in your blood. Not the tunnel, not the light, not the voice, the flame. Why you're seeing this now? Because this is the time of decision. The ones who remember are here now for this reason. To tell the others, to say don't follow the shepherd, to say there's a gate beyond the gate. When we leave the body, the first thing we see is often a light. It feels warm. It feels like home. But what if I told you that light is not the exit, but part of the simulation's afterglow? Think about this. If Source wanted you back, it wouldn't have to lure you. You'd just go. You'd feel the pull like gravity, but this light, it waits. It performs, it talks to you. It shows you guides, Jesus or family. Why? Because it wants a reaction. It needs you to agree. That's consent. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Not every being you meet in the afterstate is what it appears to be. Some are real, but some are masks. Even the Bible gives us clues that not all spirits are trustworthy. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but test the spirits whether they are of God. 1 John 4:1. Why would it say that unless some beings can pose as light? Paul warns of angels of light that are not what they seem. For Satan himself transforms into an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. Even Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. He never told us to follow outside projections. This means the real path isn't out there. It's in your flame, in your core, in your memory of Source. Have you heard of the Council of Elders that some near-death experiencers talk about? They describe a group of beings sitting in a semicircle, judging their life and offering them a choice. Go back or move on. But here's what we need to question. Why is there a panel judging you if Source already knows who you are? Why do they always give the same two choices? Back to the loop or ascend into another dimension you can't verify? Many have reported the same thing. The beings change faces. Sometimes they're angels, sometimes they're ascended masters, sometimes they're religious icons. It all depends on what you trust. And that's how they keep souls spinning in the cycle. The safest way to bypass the after-death theatre is to wake up while alive, to stop waiting for answers from beings who may be wearing masks, to become the flame now. What does that mean? It means clearing fear and guilt, the very things they use to hook you. It means knowing you are already connected to Source, no mediator needed. It means carrying memory of who you were before this incarnation. When you are flame, you don't get tricked, because you no longer seek outside approval or salvation. You carry your own light. When the time comes, don't run toward the first light. Pause, feel, call your flame. If the being in front of you truly serves Source, it will not pressure you. It will not guilt you. It will not demand a contract. And if it does, walk through it, aim beyond. Follow the edge of the simulation where the false light ends and the real flame horizon begins. The system is smart. It studies what you love. And at death, it serves it back to you as bait. A Jesus, a mother, a Buddha, a pet. But the truth is, you're not meant to go toward what feels familiar. You're meant to remember what's eternally true. If it needs to appear to you, it means you haven't remembered your flame yet. Because the real exit doesn't come through words or figures or tunnels of light. It comes when the soul stands in its full truth, unafraid, unashamed, unbound. That's why this message is so urgent. Because so many light bearers are being met at death by beings wearing borrowed faces. And unless we remember the code of fire, they'll be recycled again. But not you, not if you seal your soul in Source. Not if you activate your flame now. The exit exists, and we are remembering the way out together. They borrow the face of love. They know what you long for, so at death they borrow the face of love. The smile of your child, the hand of your mother, the voice of Jesus. But it's not them, it's the system, wearing their mask. The soul that hasn't remembered itself will chase comfort. It'll follow the feeling, not the truth. That's how they get you, and that's how you come back. Over and over, but when the soul awakens, it sees through the disguise. It doesn't need a guide, because it becomes the flame. The exit is not found in a tunnel, it's not granted by angels. It's not handed to you by gods, it is remembered when your soul burns brighter than the lie. You'll know them by their frequency, you'll know yourself by the fire. And when the system tries to offer you a deal, you will smile. Because you remember you made a vow before you came, and the time to keep it is now. There is one they cannot own, one they cannot mimic, one flame they cannot dim. It is the one who remembers they were never meant to die here. You were not born to kneel at the altar of illusion. You were not created to recycle your light in a system that feeds on your forgetting. You were forged beyond time. And what you carry cannot be extracted, rewritten or erased unless you give it away. The final trap is always comfort, the final test is always memory. And the final choice is yours. Will you walk into the light like they tell you? Or will you burn through the veil and walk out on your own terms? They will send visions, they will send voices. They will send bargains dressed as blessings, but the awakened soul needs no deal. Because the ones who came to end the cycle do not bow, they ignite. So when it's time, remember this. You are not being judged, you are being measured by your own soul's vow, not for what you believed, but for what you remembered. And if you remember who you are, nothing can hold you. Not the wheel, not the watchers, not the false gods, not the system. Because the ones who exit are the ones who never forget. When you forget who you are, the system wins. But memory is flame, and flame can be reignited. Go to the waters, stand in the wind. Speak your name into the sky, not your earthly name, your soul name. The one that stirs when you dream, the one they tried to erase. You are not your past, you are not your wounds. You are the light they couldn't kill. And when you remember that the veil rips, the grid glitches, and your real mission begins, now go and remember louder than they can erase.